from LBC.
Let's reflect on some of the conversation I've just enjoyed with London Mayor Sadiq Khan, particularly the Uber London taxi row. Just to give you the background, Uber has accused the Mayor of London of discriminating against its drivers after he announced a plan to improve taxi services in the capital. Mayor Khan unveiled a series of policies to boost the cab trade, including new taxi ranks and £65 million in grants for drivers who scrap older polluting cars and replace them with more fuel-efficient models. He also reiterated plans to enforce new English tests for private hire licensees, as he stressed on a number of occasions, only to sort of secondary school level, and tighten up regulations governing their insurance, which again would seem to me to make perfect sense for an Uber driver who phoned, I think he was the first to call her off actually, Raj, took issue and said, why should they have to learn English? Well, because you're working in England? Is it that much to expect? And I thought the Mayor's reasoning that there could be some kind of medical emergency or something like that seemed to make sense. There's a war of words going on now because Uber contacted all their clients, if that's what they call them, lobbying them to respond to email the Mayor, saying that many Uber drivers are immigrants. They work hard to look after themselves and their families. Driving them gives them an opportunity to integrate into their local community, and so on and so forth, with violins playing in the background. A fairly robust response from Mayor Khan. He's written to all of those people as well. As I say, this war of words goes on, outlining his plans. But one thing that seems to be a thorn in Uber's side is that they've not actually met, despite requests, they've not actually met with Mayor Khan. And I raised that with him.
My Deputy Mayor Val Shawcross has.
Yeah. Have you met with Uber?
I've not personally met with Uber, but I've not met with, nor have I met with every single representative of the black taxis.
Have you met with the LTDA?
I have, yeah.
So why would you meet with one side of the coin and not the other?
Because Val, this is a team effort. I mean, Val's met with Uber, and Val meets with many others. I'll meet whoever I can. With respect, nobody can accuse me of being work shy. I'll meet with whoever I can, and when I can't meet, I've got a great team around me. Val's the Deputy Mayor of Transport. She's met with him.
That was Mayor Khan. Let's speak now with Steve McNamara, who's General Secretary of the Licensed Taxi Drivers Association. And I understand, Mr. McNamara, you were listening to Mayor Khan. What did you take from our conversation?
Yeah, what I take from the conversation, Nick, is exactly what's gone on. The Mayor has responded to the private hire consultation that took place last year. He recognised the issues raised by Londoners, not the taxi trade, but Londoners, and he's responded to the issue that LBC raised. You'll remember that Theo Usherwood got a private hire vehicle, got it licensed as a private hire vehicle, and it was uninsured, wasn't even his car registered to him. And as a result of that investigation, you can take credit here, the Mayor has now insisted that all private hire vehicles are insured 24/7. He's got a requirement for them to speak English. And, all matters to do with safety. He's going to insist they have to do a specialist driving test. He's going to insist that they have a basic knowledge of London. In other words, they know north from south and where the river is. It's all about public safety. And what's happening here is this $64 billion company is questioning the Mayor raising funds to get cleaner taxis. I mean, how ironic. They don't pay a penny tax in this country. They domicile themselves in Holland, and then they want to tell Londoners how their tax money should be spent. It's a scandal.
Can the two of you, that is to say London taxis, black taxis, however my listeners wish to refer to them, and this hailing app system, can you both live together?
Yeah, Nick, what's happened here in London is that Uber have pitched up. They've run a horse and cart for the rules and regulations. The previous mayor was lax to do anything about it. The previous mayor was lax on many things. And this new mayor we've got is taking a lot of things seriously, not just the taxi and private hire industry. He's looking at a load of things that are wrong in London. He's looking at all the things, the river crossing, he's reviewing the Garden Bridge, and loads of things he's doing. And one of the things is insisting that Londoners be safe in a private hire vehicle. He wants it insured, he wants the driver name. If we're on a level playing field with Uber and their vehicles are insured, and at the moment we still estimate 10% of them are not, if their vehicles are insured and they're operating legally, of course we can compete with them. We've been competing with the minicab industry since the 1960s. What we can't do is compete with a company that doesn't pay any tax in this country, exploits its workforce, many of whom are on minimum wage, having to rely on government subsidies and handouts to survive, working 80, 90 and 100 hours a week, many of them living in the car and sleeping in the car. How can we compete with an industry like that?
Lastly,
this mayor has hit them head on. The fact that they spend £250,000 a month with lobbyists, the biggest lobbying firm in the country, the fact that previously Uber's head of PR had insights into Downing Street. She's godparents of Cameron's children. This mayor is not taking any notice of that.
Lastly, Uber say this. Lastly, Mr McNamara, the plan will cost drivers who use Uber hundreds of pounds, thousands could lose their livelihoods, and fewer drivers will mean longer waiting times for passengers. That seems to be an all-round lose.
It's an absolute load of dross. If safety costs money, then safety costs money. What we can't have is uninsured vehicles on the street, unlicensed drivers and unsafe vehicles. Now,
I will leave it there. Steve McNamara, thank you, General Secretary of the Licensed Taxi Drivers Association.